Hello, everyone. My name is Ana Martha Ayala, and I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. As a reminder, I do every video in English and Spanish, and the degree theory is based on modern Western astrology using the Placidus house system. In today's video, I wanted to talk to you about August 2025 and its astrological aspects. So August looks like it's going to start to heat things up. The US President Trump, just made last week, made some very serious accusations against former President Obama, Hillary Clinton, and a few other people. So let's see how that turns out. There is an article that Nicola wrote that predicted, which his websites are down. I cannot access them. I don't know why they're down. I guess, it's been 5 years, 4 years since he passed away, so maybe that's why. But anyway, there is an article that he wrote back in the 1990s where it said that the United States would begin to decline when it elected its first Black president. So obviously back in the 90s, that was a very strong prediction because we had never had any Black president actually even run for the presidential race. So I have looked in my notes, I have looked to see if I had a printed copy of the article, but since I'm not a political person, I didn't pay attention to that. I remember reading it, but that's about it. So let's see how this whole thing turns out but I just wanted to give Nicola some credit for a prediction that he made back in the 1990s. So I guess August is preparing us for next month, September, that has two eclipses and a number of quite difficult aspects. If I do find the article, obviously I will make a video of it. But in the meantime, we're just gonna have to wait and see. August 1st, Venus squares Saturn. So Venus is now in Cancer and is squaring Saturn retrograde in Aries at 2 degrees. And Venus is also squaring Neptune retrograde because even though Saturn and Neptune, they're conjunct, they're just not in exact conjunction, which will happen in February of 2026. But they are conjunct. So this is asking you to put your responsibilities first, right? Saturn. Even though you may be wanting to do something Venusian, like, Neptunian, because you're relaxing, drinking wine, listening to music, watching movies, Neptune, right? But Saturn asks you to work first, to put your responsibilities as number one priority. On August 6th, Mars enters Libra. So you all know that Mars rules Aries. So when Mars is in Libra, it's not the best place for Mars. The energy it's not very strong, let's say. Now, August 8th, Mars trines Uranus. So Mars is in Libra. It's training Uranus in Gemini at 1 degree. So again, for these aspects, I mentioned the degrees so that plus or minus 3 degrees, you may be affected by this. And what this means, it's gonna bring up unexpected good news because it's a trine and maybe opportunities as well. However, Mars is opposing Saturn retrograde. So this can cause like a push and pull energy because Mars is go, 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 right? Wants to get things over with fast. But Saturn asks you to slow down. And maybe concerning the news that you get, right? Because maybe you have an opportunity that comes up and you want to act on it right and quick. And Saturn's going to say, no, 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 wait, wait, wait. Think about it, think things through, slow down before you act. And if I were you, I would listen to Saturn. Now, for August 9th, we have the full moon in Aquarius at 16 degrees, which is the degree of Cancer. Let me share my screen and bring up here we go. Now, you all know that I go here to this website, astro-seek.com, and then you go here to the moon calendar. You say full moons, new moons, you get this list. You click on the chart, and voila, this is what you get. And you all know it's a full moon because the moon is in opposition to the sun. The sun is in Leo, the moon is in Aquarius, and it is at 16 degrees. Now, there is this triangle between Pluto, Uranus, and Mars. Okay, so this will make things flow very easily. There is a sextile from Pluto to the conjunction of Saturn and Neptune, and there is another sextile from the same conjunction to Uranus. Saturn is in trine to Mercury, and then Mercury is sextiling Mars, and Mercury is also sextiling Uranus. And I go through these for people that are not familiar with the symbols of the planets or the aspects. So basically, everybody is at 1 degree. So this is the degree of Aries. On The only thing that I am not too thrilled about, right, is that Mars is in opposition to Neptune. And this is not good. This could be a lot of danger in the water, right, in the ocean. So this is a very powerful new moon. On a personal level, your willpower to accomplish projects, improve your life, work together with other people for like a greater good, a greater, common theme, something like that, because there's a lot of Aries energy. There's a lot of 1 degree, so a lot can be accomplished during this full moon. On a mundane level, things can go very smoothly for things related to Aries, so I'm somewhat guarded on this one because there's definitely a potential of danger in the water, right? Like I said before, Mars is in opposition to Neptune. A lot of ideas related to Aries matters can be carried out efficiently and effectively. So there could be a lot of military action and there could be some serious damage. And it goes smoothly because of all the trines, and the sextiles. So, I mean, you have Pluto, Saturn, Neptune retrograde. So I would use caution on the days surrounding the full moon, for mundane level issues, right? And then in addition to this, on August 10th, we have Mars trining Pluto between 1 to 2 degrees. And you know that the higher octave of Mars is Pluto. So there is a trine between both of these. So this can make you on a personal note very courageous, determined, focused, obsessed. Pluto is obsession, to complete something, a project, something that you want to do. On a mundane level, again, this can be concerning because you have the two titans, right? Mars and Pluto flowing really well together. So if this energy is used in a good way, then, if it's used correctly, this is wonderful. But if it's used in a wrong way, there can be a lot of destruction. So, oh, I forgot to stop sharing. So, all right. So August 11th, we have one of the best days. I would say it's like the best day of 2025 because we have Venus and Jupiter conjunct in Cancer between 12 and 13 degrees. So this is one of the best days to find love or money, or even if you're with a partner, right? Your spouse, a boyfriend, a partner, you can celebrate love. Venus conjunct Jupiter. This is amazing. So, and I know it's a Monday, right? But maybe over the weekend, as the conjunction is applying, if you're single and available, dress nicely, look your best, perfume, cologne, and see what comes in. Mingle. Go out this weekend and see what the universe has in store for you. Now, this is especially good for Cancer rising, Cancer sun, Capricorn rising, and Capricorn sun. And if you have Cancer as your fifth or your eighth house, even Capricorn as well, and you have a natal Venus, natal Jupiter, or Pluto, even Uranus in this house, plus or minus 3 degrees. So we're talking about between 9 to 16 degrees, play a lottery ticket. Why? Because fifth house is gambling. And eighth house is money that comes in a lump sum. So you might get lucky. And this, I'm not saying that you're going to be a millionaire because we have to look at your whole chart. But what I'm saying is that, you can maybe win $500 or $1,000 or $100 or whatever, it's just one lottery ticket. If it's meant for you, you'll win. On August 11th, Mercury goes direct in Leo at 4 degrees. So remember that when a planet is stationing to go direct, it's when the planet's power is the strongest. If possible, do not end or start a trip, on August 11th, because that's when the day surrounding that date, you have a lot of flight cancellations, you have a lot of delays, stuff like that happens. August 23rd, the sun enters Virgo. So happy birthday to all the Virgos. Lots of health, love, and happiness to you. If your birthday is on August 23rd, you also have a new moon in Virgo at 1 degree. So that is very good energy for your solar return. So wherever the Virgo part of your natal chart is, whatever house it falls in, there are new beginnings in that area. Okay, the area ruled by Virgo. You know what? Let me share my screen so I can show you what I mean. All right. So new moon, August 23rd, and it's a new moon. Why? Because we have the sun and the moon are conjunct. Now, we have a square from Uranus, but we have a trine from Pluto to Uranus. We have a sextile from Pluto to the conjunction of Saturn and Neptune, and we have another sextile from those two planets to Uranus. And this is going to remain here for a while. Okay, these sextiles are going to remain. And then we have Saturn that is trining Venus. And let me see, Mars is squaring Jupiter. But, a square to Jupiter is no big deal. So what does this all mean, right? New moons are new beginnings. This one is in Virgo, so in that area of your chart, that's where you get a brand new start. We have a trine, like I said, from Pluto to Uranus. So, and the sextile. So Pluto is in opposition to Venus, which is not good. There can be abuse, there could be bullying in a romantic relationship, and even money, because remember, Venus is both romance and money. Someone that has power over you can be trying to use it against you, right? With Uranus squaring the moon, and then Jupiter is also squaring Mars, maybe you want to put a plan into action. It can be a business deal because of the Mercury, like a presentation, maybe you're writing something, a book, a novel. Maybe it's a thriller because of the square to Uranus, right? This one is a square. This energy talks about, getting things going, right? Because you have Mars, you have Uranus acting. So it will provide a lot of energy. And then you have this trine from Saturn, right? So it will have staying power too, right? Because Saturn rules time. Um, Maybe it's a dream, Neptune, that you are starting to realize. Maybe something is coming to fruition for you. God willing, if it's for the highest good, so be it. Um, so anyway, this new moon is has a lot of nice energy. Now, August 24th, let me stop sharing. So, on August 24th, we have the Sun squaring Uranus, the Sun in Virgo squaring Uranus in Gemini at 1 degree. So this is a very difficult aspect for Gemini, Virgo, Sag, and Pisces. So it's best to just stick to the daily routine, like, your everyday stuff, everything that you need to do, like go down your to-do list. Do not make any important decisions, especially if you want them to endure. It's better to wait. Be extra careful driving if your natal Mercury is an aspect to this Sun square Uranus. Okay. And then August 25th, uh, Venus trines Saturn retrograde. So, and also Venus enters Leo on August 25th. So, promises that are made today on August 25th will provide stability. Venus, love, money. Um, the only thing I don't like is that Saturn is retrograde. It would have been ideal if Saturn would be direct, but if there's a business that you, or some kind of project that you want to do, that is meant to be long term, then this is the day to initiate if you cannot wait until Saturn goes direct. So basically, this concludes the astrological aspects video. As always, thank you for watching. Give the video a thumbs up. Share it with someone if you think that it might help them. Subscribe to the channel. And if you would like a natal chart reading with me, please send me an email to amaastrology@aol.com. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.